Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at this eBasic 1/4 inch drive dual direction torque wrench. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So I have a number of different torque wrenches. I have 3/4 inch drive, 1/2 inch drive, 3/8 inch drive, but I didn't have a 1/4 inch drive. And 1/4 inch drive is a good size for working on bicycles, and I've been working on bicycles for decades. I used to actually assemble bicycles as a part-time job, but I never have had a torque wrench, and I probably should have. The thing is, torque wrenches weren't as accessible as they are now. You could get them, but they're expensive and hard to find, especially something of this size, a 1/4 inch. It's not a super common size. So this comes in this blow molded case, and it has latches on it, nice latches. So they don't just clip over, they go down too, so it holds really tight. And this comes with a selection of sockets and the wrench. So let's talk about the specs a little bit. This goes from 20 to 200 inch-pounds or 5 to 25 newton meters. 1/4 inch drive. The length is 10 1/4 inches. The accuracy is plus or minus 4%, and the weight is 2.2 pounds or 1.02 kilograms. So it comes with a variety of these sockets here. So this is 1/4 inch drive, so it'll work with any 1/4 inch drive sockets. The sockets that come here are probably ones people won't have. They're not as common. So this doesn't have any regular traditional sockets. You can use a regular 1/4 inch drive socket set with that. This comes with Torx and hex nuts that aren't as common. So we have 3mm, 4mm, 5mm, 6mm, 8mm, 10, T20, T25, T30, and there's this long 5mm. So there's actually two 5mm, a short and a long one. And here's the torque wrench itself. Comes with some instructions. And on the back we have a conversion table. So let's take a look at this. So it has a little bit of oil on it, that's normal. So I was just wiping it off real quick, and there's a little rubber cap here. This is probably where you calibrate it or adjust it, and that popped off on the floor. I don't know where it went. I'll probably find it later. It's not vital. I just make sure I don't get any water or anything down there. So this is like many other torque wrenches. You have this little lock knob on the bottom. Here we have the torque settings here. These are in newton meters. So if you need foot-pounds or inch-pounds, you can look here. Now, to get your torque ratings on bicycle components, you'll probably need to find those online somewhere, and those will usually be listed in newton meters or inch-pounds. And what I would recommend doing is getting a notebook and actually writing them down. So if you have a certain part on your bike that you tighten, write that down in a notebook for the specific bike. That way you can just reference that when you go to torque them in the future. So what you want to do is you loosen this up, and then we'll tighten this to the setting we want. So let's see, we're on 9 newton meters there, and then we'll tighten this down, and then to put a socket on we'll press in the button here. That locks that on there, and then the ratchet will go both ways. And then when you put this in something and tighten it, it will click when it reaches the right torque. Now this can torque forwards and reverse, and I know a lot of these torque wrenches will only go in forward, so this you can torque both directions. To take this off, then we'll press the button and this will come out. So when you're done using it, you want to loosen the lock nut up and then back it off to 0. I like to tighten it up just a little bit, and then you can put it back in storage like so. So I just wanted to check this out at the bench here. Now let's head over to my shop and I'll torque some fasteners on my bicycle. Okay, I'm at my bicycle now. So I looked up some different torques online. Don't go for the torques I'm using on your bike. Do your own research. So it said these are supposed to be about 8 to 9. So I have this at 9 newton meters. I'll tighten that down. I'll stick this in here. And it clicked. It was a very light click. So I likely already have these tightened tighter than need be. That one moved just a little. Okay. Next I have the front derailleur clamp. So I'm going to be using the long one here. And that's supposed to be around 4. So this starts at 5, so I'll just do 5 there. Okay. Next is the seat bolt, and it was between 7 and 11, so I'll just choose 9. So for the stem we have 12. So I'm on 11 now. I want to turn this to, there's 0.8, and there's between 0.8 and 1.2. There you can hear that click. and you can see it moving here. And then the handlebar clamp here is 17 to 20. So here's 17, I'll just go to 17. The hex bolt here is a little bit wallered out. See if I can get this going. There we go. So I just found some generic torque specs. What I'll likely do is look up the components and find out what the manufacturer recommends for the torque for each of my components. And like I said, I'll create a little notebook. So when I'm working on my bike, I can pull the notebook out and I'll know the torque specs for everything. So that's the eBasic 1/4 inch drive dual direction torque wrench. I think this is great for people working on bicycles and other things that require a smaller torque wrench. By torquing down fasteners, you're going to make sure they're tight enough without breaking them. So I didn't used to use them on cars, and now I always use them on cars, and I'm going to do the same for my bicycle now that I have this. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.